we officially launch the estate?
So the estate will be launched on Saturday, December 7th, 2024. However, remember, we are launching at a more higher price, virtually double of the current price. And we will be having price increase every week till that 7th of December. So you're having a 1 million price increase effective from November 2nd, when instead of paying 2.5 million, if you're buying up to 6 plots, you'll now be 3.5 million. And then instead of paying 5 million, if you're paying outright, you'll now be 6 million. And instead of paying 10 million, if you're paying installment, you'll now be 11 million. So every week is an increase of 1 million. So I encourage you, invest now, make your payment today, and see you at the launch, where we'll also be allocating to you on the day of launch.
So here's an opportunity to make money even before the launch. Remember, smart real estate investors make money when buying land and not when selling it. As at the point of buying, they're already making profit. And with a property facing express, perfect title, and with all that we're going to create in that access, this is a very good investment. You must not let it slip your hands. And we're going to be allocating to you on the day of launch, and a lot of celebrities will come around. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful experience. I'm super happy we're in Ijebu now. Shame Lorale. Bye bye. Dr. Stephen Akitayo, Chairman, G-Text Holdings. Bye bye.
Hello, smart investors. We are here live at Garnet Estate, Ibejuleki, and today we are doing something amazing. This is the official launch of Garnet Estate, Ibejuleki, and as well, we are doing allocation to our clients. The smart investors who bought into this estate early. We are handing over their property to them, and they have received their allocation. And here is one of our amazing clients who is representing Mr. Clement. So what do you have to say about this experience?
I am very, very glad. One of my concerns before I left Abuja, because he bought it when we were in Abuja, was how far was it from the main city, and then the proximity to the place. But this is beyond expectation. It's actually close to the main city, and being here, I've gotten the idea more of how close it is to the main city, and then the airport that is coming up shortly, which would make this place a good place to invest. And the road connecting from the main city to this place is actually a very good road. You know, the person who spoke to us about this property didn't do justice to it, and I am quite pleased and I'm quite impressed. Coming all the way from Abuja for this opening, I am so happy. That's just it.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He has really said a whole lot. And you heard what he said. He said the person who actually sold didn't even do justice, because a lot of things beyond his expectation. And this is what we do at GTX. Beyond what we promise, we deliver more. We deliver more. And please, what would you like to say to smart investors who are still looking to buy, or probably still contemplating to invest?
Yeah, like I said, this is a very good land to invest in. And actually, smart people buy when it is at this level because of the appreciation in value. And those in diaspora, those within, those in other states, apart from to know and then key into it.
Yeah, one keyword about GTX is integrity. When we promise, we deliver. And once again, we are here live at Garnet Estate, Ibejuleki, and we're signing out. Plots are still selling fast. And if you are interested, you can also reach us. Thank you.
Hey guys, how are you doing today? Again, welcome to another beautiful episode of the High Ticket Sales Challenge. And today I want to share with you about silent selling. Right? Sometimes people think, it's a good debate. Is selling loud? Is selling quiet? Is selling silent? And we have all those debates. But when you're selling premium, you have to be a bit subtle. A lot of times, high net worth people do not like you to shout in their face. Why? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, because some of the high net worth people also came from a very humble background. The record has it that about 90% of wealthy people are first generation wealthy. They were all born poor and they rose to the top, and just 10% that inherited wealth. The data may have changed in recent times, but sometimes you wonder, these people understood the hustle, but I think at some point people scale up and blend, and they just forget where they're coming from, and they want a subtle approach, right? So if you're going to sell high ticket, you have to be very subtle. And that's why if you notice some of the brands that are high tickets, the colors are very subtle, right? Like gray, like black. Incidentally, I'm wearing black, right? So like when you follows, emphasize luxury, black, gray. Sometimes you have, the type of, not white, but almost like off-white of some sort, right? So you have that very quiet, very, 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 very subtle. So in this, we want to look at how do you market premium in a subtle way. I think the first is to come from the perspective, or I call it information marketing, knowledge sharing, education, training, exposure. Come from the angle of self-interest. So when I want to sell anything, I'm not into, here's this iPhone, come and buy it. It's 1900. You hardly see me go that rate. I would say, hey, I'm interested in doing a webinar to you to share more about how this iPhone works, the beauty of this iPhone, how you can get value from this iPhone, how you can really grow your wealth through this iPhone. So I'm very much from that angle of a webinar or training of some sort. And I've realized that it works like magic. Oh, it works like magic. Oh boy, it works like magic. And for me, it has been really, really helpful. So that's number one strategy if you want to be silent in your marketing approach. Number two strategy that's quite subtle, silent, but effective is offer value first. Offer something first. So I hardly go meet rich people without having a gift, without having something I want to offer them. And I do that with everyone as well. So not just rich people, because we're in the day of social media and everybody just twist words. But sometimes I fail to understand you're just training, and these are courses for but people will twist your words, and I'm just, sometimes it's difficult to communicate in this day and age. It's difficult. But back to my class. I always want to be the first to offer a gift, okay, even before selling anything to the customer. And that is powerful. And the gift can be anything. So a lot of subtle approach are branded stuff, right, that are useful. We're discussing how to sponsor a particular event. I think it was Alibaba's January 1st concert. and and he was in our office and we're reviewing the strategy. And one of the things he suggested was, hey, that this type of a power bank, that right there people can even be using it during the concert, and I felt that was a good idea, right? Where you have this power bank. I mean, Africa has electricity challenges, right? And so people are able to come for a concert that will last for 8 hours or so. Definitely their batteries will start going off, and providing them with a power bank that's already charged and they can immediately start using is a subtle way to already, because at some point, oh, my phone is full, they look at the power bank and what's the name of this company again, right? It just is a subtle way to really get the attention of those that matter and get to connect with high net worth people. Now, special sponsorship is also another one, like sponsoring a golf tournament, sponsoring a polo tournament, right? And several other tournaments that are played by a lot of HNIs, right? These are also, you could put your magazine, do a magazine uniquely done, luxury done, and then put it in first class cabins. Partner with a private jet company to always put those magazines there. These are subtle approach, silent but effective, okay, approach to be out there. Now, as an individual who is a salesperson and you sell luxury, one of your most subtle ways is to be, and this has worked for me, is to be a thought leader. So every month, for example, I write article on Forbes, right? The reason why I'm writing the article on Forbes is intentional. Those who read Forbes magazine are not just anybody. I do this through the Forbes Business Council. Members of the Forbes Business Council are people whose business are already multi-million dollars. So I'm very intentional, okay, where a few magazines here and there that I'm also working with to kind of be intentional. But I'm intentional about, this is a magazine read by a lot of high net worth people. It's coming as the intellectual is very, very critical. When you come from the intellectual perspective, when you have the intellectual perspective or approach to selling your high tickets, or you are positioning to speak where a lot of high net worth people are, or what they will read, or they will watch the news, it is very, very powerful. However, I must also emphasize that even in such, you must also be the purple cow. The purple cow strategy still works here. You don't want to, because yes, I'm trying to connect with rich people, then I just want to blend in. I just want to act like everybody. No. I love sometimes to have that oddness, subtle oddness to the room. It makes you never forget me. Okay, and I could blend in, and sometimes people can see me blending if I really want to. I've also realized that if you don't have a little bit oddness, you won't stick. You just be like every other person in the room. And sometimes the oddness can be in the way you dress. It can be your approach into the room. But the most, yes, subtle, soft power, but there must be an intentionality not to so disappear that we can't notice you, right? You overblend that we don't even know you exist. Now, that's not what we're trying to achieve here. We want to be soft, we want to be subtle, but we want to be visible. Okay? The last strategy I'll give you is dinner. Dinners are powerful. Organizing exclusive, dinners, strictly by invitation and you're inviting specifically the kind of people you are looking to get on your side. Works like magic. works miracle. And for me, it's been one of the most effective strategies that I've used over and over and over and over again. And it's worked, really, really worked. And so, yes, that for me is basically how I've done it and how you can do it as well. And feel free to give me feedback. If you're watching this video, drop comments, share this video. I want to hear your feedback as well. You can also drop like strategies you've used to attract HNIs. I hope you're enjoying this 21-day high ticket sales challenge. I hope you're learning from it. I want to see you guys in Doha. I hope many of you will be able to make it to Doha. God bless you. I'm Stephen Akintaya. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Good morning. I'm super excited to be here again. Just we're doing good. It is of a favor again, anchoring this amazing training. In fact, I'm so elated. There's something that I actually thank you. Something that I like about what Doctor said. He said that he's writing about Forbes like lately, and I've he's also like some so most times we are a salesperson or we are sales in this space, we must learn to blend to trends, especially the one that will actually bring in that sales for you. Write about things. Just that's audacity for me. I see it as audacity. So if you learned anything from what Doctor just said, do well to let me see the comment. What do you learn from what Doctor said this morning? For me, all I just hear is just audacity. Doctor is one person that's very audacious. So what do you learn if we listen to doctors training and speech? Do well. I'm waiting for our comments. Mr. Annie, what do you learn? Type it. Mr. Eric, what do you learn from the video? I'm waiting for our comments. Type. What do you learn? Mr. Wisdom. I'm seeing a whole lot of people. Thank you for joining. Do well to invite other people to join. Let us fill up this training room. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Yes, thank you so much. Someone said you have to be intentional in your sales or anything you are doing. Intentionality is key. You must be intentional every step you take. Do it with all intentions, like be very intentional and go all out. Don't restrain yourself, go all out. And before we also looked at the product. I guess that the video was shown. Who knows, maybe winning cash prize today. Let us invite our speaker. Oh my God. The last time my uncle, who was here, who was in the training room, who can still remember what the speaker said? The speaker spoke to us rather about high ticket, how to relate with, how to relate with high net worth individuals, luxury. He spoke about how we can actually relate with our, clients to ensure that they buy. He also told us about how that if you being responsive, like you respond with speed, is actually one way to actually earn trust. So this is another opportunity to have that same speaker teach us today. I'm excited. I have a lot to learn. So if you're with your writing materials, it is time to write. And if you don't have any, go and get your notepad ready, because it's going to be profound, value driven. We have the speaker is endowed. So let's do also welcome on board our endowed, the endowed phenomenal to teach us this morning again, just like it always do. It's going to take us on a journey of don't worry, you can't wait to have him. Let us welcome Mr. Isaac Adeoye. Mr. Isaac can have the floor now. You're welcome. Let us type you're welcome. You're welcome. They do the training. You will know what I'm talking about. The whole has one
All right,
depth
thank you.
that we are still yet to tap into. And we cannot and we're super excited to tap into it today. He's a man of wisdom, he's a man of great experience. Welcome, Mr. Isaac. We're so glad to have you, sir.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Yes, if you are excited to be here, I can see a lot of energy.
Mr. Isaac can go ahead, sir.
Okay, confirm. Can you hear me? Please confirm. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
All right, beautiful. I can see a lot of energy in the room, and thank you all for the warm welcome. I really appreciate. Thank you, Uchechukwu. Thank you, Mayowa. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Goodness. Thank you, Udo, Anete, and every other person. I cannot mention all names, but I can feel a lot of energy in the room this morning. So if you are excited, just do well to drop a comment. Once again, excited. Yes. I always like to start every of my sales training, by reminding us that sales is a transfer of energy. So it means you must always ensure that you maintain a high and positive energy. So I believe everybody on call this morning, we are all on top of our energy and we are excited. Okay, I can see how many persons have commented excited. I can see Shade, yes. Favor, yes. I want to see more persons. Okay, Joyce, beautiful. Mayo, beautiful. And for all those who are also joining on our social media platforms, please do well to also share this link with as many persons as possible. Share on YouTube, share on Facebook, share on Instagram, even share the Zoom link, because there's a lot of value that's being dished out here, in the course of this 21 days iTicket sales challenge. And you don't want to benefit from this alone. You want to also share the good news with as many persons as possible. So we'll be looking at an amazing topic this morning that says goal setting for real estate success, from vision to commission. Can someone type in the chat box, from vision to commission? I want to see that in the chat box real quick, from vision to commission. So all those who are also joining from our different social media platforms, please do well, to comment on Facebook, do well to comment on Instagram, do well to comment on YouTube, do well to engage. And all those who are on Zoom, I can see a lot of massive engagements already. So next. Yes, hold on here. So let's not forget, this is 21 days iTicket sales challenge. And I want to remind all of us that this is more like a sales sprint. It's more like what? A sales sprint. And your success, in the course of these 21 days, has to do with a lot of how much you can remind yourself on a daily basis that this is a sprint. It's a sprint, and how well can you maximize these 21 days to do what? To get results within the shortest possible time. So, next. For those of us who might be wondering, and those who are just joining us, afresh, many people might be wondering, what's GTEx all about? What's the brand all about? Have there been awards, that have been won? Have there been recognitions? Here are just a couple of recognitions, global recognitions that the company has won across the years. This U.S. Congress Award. This Forbes Award, given to the chairman, GTEX Holdings. This is a UAE award. This is GVest Award. So there are so many awards, that have been won over the years. And what does that mean? It means you are partnering with a really credible company. So let's go into the business of the day. Goal setting is the catalyst that transforms your vision into commission. Is the catalyst that does what? That transforms your vision into commission. So for those who are joining the real estate industry afresh, and even those who have been here for a couple of years, over a decade, or you've been here for 1 year, 2 years, I want to ask you, how has the journey been so far? How well have you been able to hold yourself accountable along the course of your journey? And this is a crucial topic we'll be looking at, because it's really, really important. It's something so many realtors underestimate, but believe you me, it's a crucial topic that determines how successful you can be along your journey. So here is just a little quote, that says, a salesperson without sales objective is like a ship without a sail. I repeat again, a salesperson without sales objective is like a ship without a sail. So if you have all the products, you have all the flyers, you have all the marketing videos, you have all the product knowledge, you are well informed. If you don't make it clear, what you want to achieve within a certain period of time, then you will find out that knowledge does not equate to results. I repeat again, knowledge does not what? Equate to results. You can be very knowledgeable, but if you don't hold yourself accountable, you might not be able to produce results as expected. So next. So a successful real estate career does not happen by chance. It takes intentional planning. It takes what? It takes intentional planning. Yes, next. IT, I need you to move with my pace. So what are sales goals? Sales goals are the objectives, that you set to achieve in a given time. The objectives that you set to achieve in a given time. I'm still on the slide of sales goals. All right. So what does this do for you? It gives you a clear roadmap of what you need to do to achieve your specific targets. So if you are here on this call, from any of the platforms where you're joining from, you must ensure that you have clearly written in pen and paper what is your target. Your target can be on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and on a yearly basis. So you must have your personal target that you are, aiming to achieve. So these are different types of sales goals. We have goals in revenue generation, goals in customer acquisition, and a lot more. So why is it important to create sales goals? It's because those who have goals are 10 times more successful than those without them. Every real estate, successful person that you see, especially those in the top 5%, top 5 to 10%, they are people who are intentional about their goal. Some of them for the year, they might set 1 billion. Some of them for the year might set 500 million. Some might set 200 million. But they are specific. They know what they want to achieve, in the course of time. So those who have written goals are 3 times more successful than those with unwritten goals. Now, look at the first. The first says those who have goals are 10 times more successful than those without them. But the second one says those who have written goals are 3 times more successful than those with unwritten goals. And what does that mean? You can have a goal, but if it's not clearly written, then it will be difficult to hold yourself accountable. Why? Because periodically, from time to time, it could be every week, it could be every month, you must always go back to your drawing board and say, where am I at this point in time? How far have I come? For instance, if I set my goal for the year to be, let's assume, 120 million for the year, and we are in the month of May. May is coming to an end now. If I've not made up to 20 million or even 10 million in the course of the year, then I know that I still have a long way to go, and I can put it in percentage. If I've done 5 million, I like us to be practical. So please, someone do this. Let's do this together. If I've done 5 million out of my 120 million for the year 2025, what percent have I done? Fastest finger, what percent have I done? I've done 5 million out of 120 million. If I don't get a response, it means everybody on this call has to be kicked out of the session, because it must be interactive. That's the way I train. So I want to say the fastest finger. Okay, someone says 4%. Eugenia, thank you for that. Is that correct? Can I get one more person to validate that? Someone says 6. No, not 6 million. I'm talking of percentage. Another person says 4.12%. Another person says 4%. Okay. Let me check that out. Okay, so let's assume it's 4%, which Echuko also says, okay, majority say 4%. Let's work with 4%. So if I've done only 4, no, you can't assume. Goodness says about 3 to 4%. Let's, because when it comes to setting your goals, we are coming to that shortly. It must be smart. That means it must be specific. It must be measurable. It must be accountable. So 5 million on 120 million. That gives us 4.17%. So for those that said, let me check those that said 4.17%. Oluwani Femi, you're right. Okay, just one person got it actually. The other persons were a bit close, but thank you all for that participation. That's really good. So it means if I've done just 5 million so far this year, I've only done 4.17% out of 100%. So I can score myself how well I am performing. And per time, periodically, I can always go back to my drawing board and say, what did I do in the first quarter of this year, for instance, maybe January to March, April to May now, which is the second quarter. What have I done? What are the things I need to re-strategize? Have I been able to generate enough leads? Have I been able to make enough calls? Have I been able to prospect enough? Have I been able to, network enough? What are the things that are lacking that have made me not to be able to achieve my set goal? I believe you are learning. If you are learning, drop value in the chat box. Next. So let's look at what SMART goals are. They must be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's quickly look at some examples. Yeah, thank you everyone that are dropping comments. I can see a lot of comments coming in. So let's look at it. Specific, which is the S. Let's put it in context because I like to be very practical. Let's assume that our goal is to, your goal is to acquire 140 new customers by the end of December 2025. You see, it is specific and it is, a clear target. Now let's look at being measurable. Now that you want to have 140 new customers, those are those that have done business with you, have patronized you, have moved from leads, to prospects and from prospects to clients because they've done business with you. Now, how can you measure the process? Let's put in practical context now. In terms of making calls or daily outreach, if you make 50 calls per day, let's assume 1 out of those 50 calls converts. Now, this is just an assumption. So you can also do your figures. Now, let's assume 1 out of those 50 calls converts. And in a month, you have 20 working days. Mondays to Fridays, you make 50 calls. So in 20 working days, you have 20 customers. So means you have 20 customers in a month. Now, let's look at being attainable. Making 50 calls per day, is it doable or not? Yes, it's doable. It's a goal that is attainable. For some persons, they can seamlessly do as much as 100 calls. Some persons can seamlessly do 150 calls every day. So making 50 is very much, doable. So how relevant is the goal? Now, you are part of GTExt and Associates now. How relevant is your goal to the mission of the company, which is GTExt and Associates? Now, remember that our goal in GTExt and Associates is to empower 100,000 people to build wealth through real estate by the year 2035. So it means anything that you are doing that can contribute to you making money for yourself, to you earning commissions, it means you are in alignment with the vision of GTExt and Associates, which means your goal is relevant. Now, your goal must also be time-bound. It means if you set a goal, in fact, a goal without an idea, without a timeline, is not a goal. A goal must be time-bound. So it means what's the specific range of time that I want to achieve this set goal. In our example here, December 2025, we want to make 120 million in the example I just gave. So it means every day, what are the things I must do to help me achieve my goal? Next slide. So let's look at some steps to create successful sales goals. Number one, you must define your goal. If your goal is not well defined, then it just remains an idea. I repeat again, if your goal is not well defined and clearly written, then it remains an idea. So you must clearly define your goal. What are things that are important to track? For instance, if you have a specific sales target, some things that you need to track are your leads that have been generated. How many leads am I generating every week? How many leads am I generating every month? How many calls am I making per day? How many meetings am I scheduling per week? So how many offices am I going to hold meetings with prospective buyers? How many inspections, how many clients, how many prospects can I take on inspection to come and visit our estate on a weekly basis? And then how many deals am I closing per week and per month? So you can write down, these metrics. These are different metrics that you can track to know if you are making progress along the line. So next slide. Now, the goals you define should be fact-based. Should be fact-based. What does that mean? It means when you want to set your goal, you must look at the possibility of achieving what you are setting. For instance, you've not made any sale before. You must be real with yourself. Why not start with a 50 million or a 20 million or a 10 million rather than starting with a 1 billion? So you must work based on, realistic goals. When you do 20 million, you do a 50 million, then you can scale to set a 200 million goal, a 500 million goal, or a 1 billion goal. But the most important thing is that you must get started. Start small, but think big. Have a big dream, have a big vision, and grow fast. I repeat again, start small. That means anywhere you are, any level you are, at least start from somewhere. You've not made sales before? Yes. Set your goal for how much you want to make in the next 1 week, in the next 1 month. For those of you who have done 100 million before, congratulations. Now, what is the new goal that you are setting for yourself in the next 1 month? So, the goals you define should be fact-based. Next, create an action plan. So, an action plan is a well-defined description of your goal. It describes the steps that need to be carried out in order to achieve the goal within a specified time. So, an example is lead generation. Lead generation. And when you generate leads, one of the things you also need to do is to master the art of qualifying your leads. You can see in lead generation, in bracket there's marketing. So for lead qualification, You can see SDRs there. I want to ask, who do you think are those that we refer to as the SDRs? Or who can tell me what you think the SDRs mean? Fastest finger in the chat box. Or who are the SDRs, by the way? Those who are to qualify the leads. Let me see those we have on call. I would throw the question open. Okay, Joyce, you can unmute. Who do you think are the SDRs? I want to hear from one or two persons.
Hello, sir.
Okay, thank you for the contribution. Sorry, I had a network glitch. Okay, so Adeoti says sales development representatives. Beautiful. Joyce says people of value. Ecom says sales development rep. Oh, thank you all for the contribution. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Let's see who are the SDRs. The SDRs are the sales development representatives. And who are the sales development representatives? Is you. We're talking about you. So it means every week, you must not just generate leads. You must also master the art of qualifying your leads. So let's assume you make 50 calls every day. Out of the 50 calls you make per day, because it's not in the volume of the calls, it's in the volume of those who are ready, to make a decision out of those calls. And that is where the lead qualification comes in. So you ask them questions, you respond to objections, and then you move them from point A to point B. Next slide. Next. So next is you must track performance. You must do what? You must track performance. At every point in time along your journey, it could be on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. You must ask yourself, How far have I gone? And what progress have I made, in getting closer to achieving my goals? So for instance, if at the moment I'm completely new in the real estate space, because I know different persons here, from different parts of the world, peradventure, you've not even had an idea of the real estate industry before. You don't even know what to do. One of the things you want to start doing is to generate leads, is to prospect, is to get your face get yourself to be visible, in the face of those people that can do business with you. Because sales is a game of numbers. So the more persons, that you can get who can really afford to do business with you, the closer you are to closing deals. So that's the question you should ask yourself. How far have I gone, in generating leads, in scheduling business meetings, presentation meetings, in attending high-profile events, in asking for referrals, in building my power base. And I encourage everybody here, one of the things you want to do is go through your contact list. Check like the top 50 persons, or maybe 20 to 50 persons on your contact list that can really afford the products that you are offering, and reach out to them. Those are those in your power base. And peradventure, you now need some support in closing them, then you can reach out to any of the GTEx and Associates team members or any of the group admins on your group. I would also do well, please, I to drop my contact in the chat. You can reach out and we can assist you, in closing these deals. We practice this over and over. One of our well performing associates, he did this. He's in Port Harcourt. And one of our trainees, we said, everybody, just submit 10 people in your power base that can afford these products, or you've been following up with, or you've not been able to close them. And everybody got their paper and started writing names. And then we started calling these people. And from one of those contacts, it gave me 10. One of those contacts did 30 million, an outright payment on one of the properties. And it got a 3 million commission. 3 million. So many of you don't know how much you are leaving on the table until you look inwards, and start to assess and, harness those in your network. So if you go through all the persons in your network, if you go through all your network and you find out that there's nobody that can do business with you, then it means you gotta go out, go for events, run adverts, ask for referrals. I know a lot of realtors, when we're talking of the top 10% that are doing well in Lagos, in Abuja, many of them, they are not stingy when it comes to commissions. And this is the way we should also think, how to collaborate. How many people do I want to collaborate with? Because these are the things, the practical things you need to do to achieve your goal at the end of the day. A lot of realtors that you go on their pages almost every month or every week, you see sold. if you get closer to them, you find out that I was discussing with someone recently, and she told me that one thing she does is if she knows that you can introduce her to someone who can do a business worth 300 million, she doesn't mind to give you the key, to hand over a brand new muzzle to you. I hope you are getting to learn some things here. She doesn't mind, because in a 300 million naira deal, for instance, you will be getting a commission of about 30 million. So if you buy a car worth maybe 10 million as a gift, do you think that person will not refer you to 10 more other persons that will do business with you? So it's not what you don't have that limits you, it's what you have but don't know how to use. Everybody on this call, you have what it takes to get people that can afford your products. If you're selling 50 million, 100 million, 200 million worth of products, all you need to do is to position yourself right in the face of those that can do business with you. So that, is just a touch base on tracking your performance. How many collaborations can you build, within a period of time, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? So let's look at a framework for setting the right goals. Framework for setting the right goals. So here's the framework that you can use that meets every single SMART acronym. That meets every single Now, I want to achieve X within this specific period of time by doing Y. This is a framework that I want everybody to write down. I want to achieve X within, this period of time by doing Y. So what do you want to achieve? This is an example. I want to sell 5 acres within the next 1 month by calling 1,000 prospects per month. I want to sell 5 acres within the next 1 month by calling 1,000 prospects per month. This is just an example. Now, you can rephrase this in so many ways. You want to sell 3, GTEx homes building units or housing units within the next 3 months by calling X number of persons per month. You want to close on a deal, a GBES deal of 50 million by calling, or within X number of time by doing what? by scheduling how many meetings? Can you go out and source for, business meetings where you can meet with teams, where you can meet with cooperatives, where you can meet with business development managers, people that can give you access? How many of them do you want to meet every single week to ensure that at the end of the day, you are not found wanting, on the goals that you have set for yourself? So next, now, a very good analysis, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. Can you see my video? 83% of salespersons do not have goals. Let's look at this graph. So 3%. So it means in a whole 100%, just 3% of people, from statistics, have goals that are written down. And that is why you see thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, of realtors, they find it difficult when they join the real estate industry to achieve their goals. It's because, number one, many people don't even have goals in the first place that they want to achieve. Number two, those that now even have goals, how well have they written it down and detailed it with the clear steps, the clear action plan, that they want to take to achieve their goals? So, if you're in real estate, your first step is setting solid financial goals. Whatever it is, put a number on it and let that guide your next move. Next. All right. If you got value, just drop in the chat box value, value, value. So I would like to take questions. And I would like to hear from one or two persons what you learned. Thank you for the feedback. What you've learned or what you want to do differently. Because we are not just here for much of theory. And that's why at different intervals, I've been given different practical case studies that you can also follow. So what do you want to do differently? Or what do you want to start doing that you've learned from the things you've learned on the training this morning? Who is the first to go? I can see a lot of comments. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayowa. Thank you, Adioti. Thank you, Chooks. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Israel. And every other person. I can't call all the names. So amongst those who have said value, let me hear one thing that you've learned. Okay, Chuku says, I want to position myself strategically to attract the right investors. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Uchechukwu, for that. And the most interesting thing is if you are really committed to this thing that you have just dropped, on the chat box, positioning yourself strategically, and you are consistently doing this. Note the word consistently, because it's not just important for you to start, it's very important for you to be consistent. Consistency is key and is king. Consistency is key and is king. So thank you, Chechuku. Yes. Joyce says, I want to be attending high-profile events. Beautiful. So now remember the framework I gave you. Don't forget it, because it's a cheat code. And I want everybody to work with that. IT, can you go back to that slide of the framework? So everyone, you can just maybe write it down again. I'll give one more chance for those who missed that part. You can write down that framework, or you just do a screenshot. So for Joyce, how I would like you to now look at it, or to put it, should now be, here you said, I want to be attending high-profile events. So you should now make it detailed. IT, do we have the framework? Because I want other persons to follow. So I want to attend X. Do we have the framework now? So I want to achieve X within this time by doing Y. Beautiful. Now, Joyce, I love that. Joyce says, I will also set a goal to call 50 people a day. Yes, this is where you start winning. The action is what sets you apart. The action is what sets you apart. So, I want to see that comment again. Yes. So for Joyce, how many high-profile events do you want to attend per week? And what do you want to achieve by attending those high-profile events? So I want you to state it that way. You could do that in your notes. You could do that, on your notepad, but just make sure you have it detailed. Now, thank you, Favor. Favor says she learned that sales can be planned. With the right goal setting, sales is achievable. Beautiful. Thank you for this contribution. Abimbola says, I really need to be more intentional and strategic about achieving my goals, especially calling known and unknown prospects. Thank you, Abimbola. I can see a lot of persons that have really gotten value. Eugenia says, great value, I need to look outside my list for leads by attending events. Now, don't forget, Eugenia, let's go back to that framework. What do you hope to achieve by looking outside your list? When is the time frame to achieve it? And that becomes the why, which is your attending events. So beautiful contribution. Thank you for that. Israel Thompson says, I want to collaborate with people who have the capacity to give me good leads for good sales and give them a share of the pie. Beautiful, Israel. I love this. Collaboration wins anytime, any day. Especially in a high ticket niche like this, you cannot do without collaboration. So Jeremiah says, I want to be strategic and have positive mindset in sales. I can see a lot of comments, and this is really, really, really beautiful. I hope everybody will go and implement. I would like to hand over to the anchor, Favor, and this will be my last word as I hand over. Education without execution is a waste of time investment. Everybody type it in the chat box. Education without execution is a waste of time investment. Thank you, everyone, for being. Over to you, Favor.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Can you all hear me? Thank you very much. It was such an amazing time. Like, we should just keep having you every single day, sir. Hope we'll keep having you every time. We're so honored and it's our pleasure. I learned a lot, especially for that sales planning. Yes, sales can be planned and when you with proper goal settings can be achieved. That is one thing I learned, the summary of all that I've been taught here. So straight up, we'll be going to the role play. I had a time here, and I'm going to share. Today, we're looking at Guzape. I'm looking at Sergio's Guzape. Yes. Just give me a moment. Are you seeing my screen? Is everyone seeing my screen? I'm trying to share. Yes. Can you all see my screen? Hello, can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Sergio,
we can hear you. We can see your screen.
All right. So this is the estate we are looking at. And many people want 100
subscribers. I told you I'll be coming to Abuja and I'll be showing one of our GCS estates. Koza is one of the landmark. So this place is one of the primest locations in Abuja. The road is well tied. The light, everything there is well tied.
You are getting 6 plots. You'll be enjoying 10 million naira discount per plot on every plot. Million naira. So imagine someone got this property when it was 50 million. They are 50 million naira richer. generation to generation. As far as you're on this earth, you must live, you must be on a land. Is that for commercial purposes, residential purposes, or whatever? You straight up will be looking at this property. What is it about this Guzape property? This property is close to Koza. How many of us know Koza Church? By Pastor Imbo. He's a great man. And his church is a church that it's a thing of like have high net worth person. If you have gone to Koza Church, you may know that it's quality people that attend that church. If you see the car that they used to carry and come to church, it's not just anyhow car. You'll be seeing the latest model, like they are carrying quality cars to church. Those people that can afford that kind of luxury cars can afford this property. And this property is close to Koza Church. It's also close to NAF quarters. So when we're talking about security, security is top notch. It's not just anyhow security. The security there is top notch. Also, it's close to the central business district. So you see that it's not a boring area. It's not boring. Like there's a whole lot of activities going on there. Development, people are buying, they are selling, they are doing their businesses, they're moving from one place to another. Okay, so another one is this property has a title deed of RFO. I'm coming. It has the title deed of RFO. The title is RFO, occupancy. So when you are being asked, what is the title of this land? Tell them that it is RFO, and RFO means right of occupancy. This estate comes with a whole lot of benefits. It comes with the central sewage system, perimeter fencing. Those are the normal estate has. That's why it is luxury service plots, good road network, good drainage system, 24/7 light, dedicated electricity for your use. We also have clean water, clean air. Those are the things that these estates have. So you can key into this very estate. Okay. So I would love to okay, they're about to share also everything about this property, so you can watch the video and everything. Yes, thank you so much, the IT from the back end, Mr. Leko. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job. I really appreciate you. Yes, so this property, if you would want to scan this thing, you can scan to see more or learn more about the property. This property is in Abuja, Guzape 2 in Abuja. It is called Sadios Estate, Guzape. And it's a 400 square meter. All our land, that's the standard. All our plots are 400 square meters. So these are the necessary information that you will need to know about this property. Okay, so we'll be looking at volunteers that will be looking. Mr. Solo, we love you. We love you to sell today. Are you ready?
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, so we're going to let's learn it now. Let's sell.
So who am I selling to?
Sell exactly to me.
Good morning.
Good
Am I selling
morning.
to
Please,
you?
who am I on to?
Okay, my
Sell
name
to
is
me,
Solomon.
yes.
My name is Solomon. I'm calling from GTS Holdings, a global real estate firm with our presence in Nigeria.
What is GTX? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, GTS Holdings is a renowned real estate firm owned by Dr. Stephen Akentayo, with our presence in Nigeria, US, and the Dubai. I don't know if that's a good time for us to talk, man. Are you there, man?
What are you? Where do you even get my number from? Where do you get my number from?
I think you showed interest in some of our properties, our online listing, or because our marketing team they do a great job in getting high net worth individual just like yourself, and that's why I'm calling you, man.
Who told you high network? Did I sound high network to you?
Of course, your voice and even your skin is looking like you are.
Why are you talking about my
And
skin? I don't appreciate it.
Our marketing team are never
I
wrong,
don't
man.
appreciate you talking about my skin. Do I know you
Stop.
before?
Oh, my apologies, man. But if you could give me 5 minutes of your time or less, I could just show you what I have for you. And if you're interested, man.
But I'm giving you 1 minute. Please be fast about it.
Okay, ma, I bring you an amazing offer, and this is our estate located in Guzape. It's called Sadios Estate, and it's located in Guzape, Abuja, Guzape 2. And this land, the land size is 400 square meters. And of course, the landmarks are Koza, Central Business District, and the NAF Harmony Quarters. What you get to enjoy about this estate is our premium, the security, considering our on-guard security and also the securities around the area, basically because of the NAF quarters around that area. Imagine you own a property close to a NAF quarters. It means that you will sleep with your both eyes closed. And also, the landmass is close to Koza, where you could tend to be a member. Of course, they are global church, so you get to, and you're allowed to get to appreciate faster because of this proximity of the landmass. Okay, man. So the price is going for 100 million outright.
Why
If you're
is
going
it for that high price? What is special about the land?
First of all, my,
does it come with a building? Do you know that building can get a building, a building?
This is because that is the value of the land currently.
100 million. So why will I buy just land 100 million naira for me?
Of course, that's why it's for high net worth individuals. And
no. That is not high net worth. That is a very frivolous spend. That is lack of money management. I have better things to use my money for than to buy one plot, just one plot.
As of 3 months ago, it was sold for less than 70 million. And I tell you what, in the next
I cannot buy just one land, 100 million naira. Is gold inside the land? Will I discover crude oil there? Please, maybe you should. I told you that. Did I sound high net worth to you? I cannot give you that money.
So what's your budget like? Let's work with your budget. So what's your budget, man? Let's work with your budget.
My budget, if I even want to buy a land, I'm looking at 35 million, 20 million. Do you have properties like that?
Of course, we do have properties like that, man. Of course, you're in the right place. You don't have to bother. With the 35 million, I could give you even in Lupe or Kuje. You could even get up to 6 plots of land with your 35 million.
Kuje is far. I don't like Kuje. Kuje is far. It's inside bush now. It's not close to Nasarawa. I don't do Kuje.
Would you love Lagos, lands in Lagos?
Sure. I got transferred to Abuja. I've been in Lagos all my life.
Okay, we also have a land selling for 35 million. It's located in Asokoro. So that will suit your budget and your lifestyle, man.
Asokoro.
Can I go ahead to send you the offer?
Okay. What about Asokoro?
He said that one is selling for 35 million naira.
Okay, what are the benefits? Like, what is the capital this thing?
The landmass is close to
interest.
Let's talk about the landmass.
What is the value I'll be getting in the next 1 year or 2 years if I buy
let us
land
consider talk about the value. Okay.
Give me figures. What are the value? What should I be expecting in 2 years?
In 2 years, you're going to get 200% return on investment because, first of all, consider the landmass of
That's that much. 200% is that much.
That's 70 million.
Okay.
So if you consider a land
Okay.
mass in that, you have your
So what
CBN
is the title of that land?
Arrow of O SCDA,
What is the full meaning of R of O?
return on investment.
Eh?
He said
R of O?
ROI. Okay. Arrow of O is right of occupancy. So what I said, what is the meaning of ROI? Right of occupancy, FCDA. FCDA is Federal Capital Development Authority.
With this thing that is going on, hope that R of O is going to really secure my land. Because
Of course,
I actually have my money stashed up somewhere, but I wanted to appreciate. I don't understand what those banks are doing.
That is why it's in FCDA. If it's AMAC, I will agree with your concerns, but it is FCDA. It is
Really, it's close
guaranteed.
to that side. I know that area very well. Really?
So yeah, Asokoro 2 years, right? You will love it. You will love it. Trust me.
What about the land terrain? How is it like?
First of all, it's a dry land, and yes, it's a dry land, and it's called it's hilly. You could go to mountain, this thing hikes and all that. It's gonna be fun, and
Wow. And my
just your
husband
budget.
loves those kind of sports. I think that's a good place for us to invest
Oh my
in.
God, see, I told you, just give him 1 minute, and now we've taken over 10 minutes.
Okay, you want me to cut the call now? I don't know what are
I'm not
you.
I said I told you initially that you're going to love what I have for you, and of course, I can see.
Okay, no problem. You could just send me the videos of those properties, that one you're talking about.
Okay,
I
ma,
feel
I'll
like
do
I'll
that,
go
and
for
also
that.
okay, ma, and I also send our account number as well too.
My lawyer and my accountants will be attending to that.
Okay, that'll be very okay. Ma, I'm going to send it all that, and probably I'll do a follow-up call after that. Is that okay by you, ma?
All right, thank you. It seems you're a good marketer because I don't really give people this audience. Well done. And help me
Thank
and greet
you.
your boss. Okay?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Steven. He will
All
here.
right. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Wow. Did anybody have any review about this? Do you know that he closed the deal? Who noticed that he closed the deal? Have you closed any sale so far? What's happening? You can close a deal. So what is going on? Where's your sale? Mr.
Very soon.
Solo.
Very soon. Very soon.
Okay.
Very soon.
God will do it.
Yeah.
So any review, what do you learn from his speech? Because this is so far, this training so far, I love the way he navigated it. You know, I was really harsh at first. Yes, I love the way he was able to, and he knows his product knowledge. There's something when you know your product knowledge, you will speak with confidence. Before you know it, he got something. This is what I used to tell my group for. Anytime I have a group, I actually train that group for. I do tell them that once you can get some questions, you'll be able to close those, especially when it comes to budget, it comes to location. It comes to if they are ready to do it now, or is it land backing or ready to be. These are when you get those questions, you can be able to channel the conversation and to be easier for you to close the deal, not that you're sending too many products all over the place. You will notice that he just quickly asked, what's your budget, ma? And the way he stylishly and with humor, he was able to, calm the temper, navigate it and all, as though he studied psychology. We will notice the reverse psychology he played out there. So these are the things. Someone said his voice is a little bit shaky. It's the network. His voice was not shaky. It's the network that was shaky. It was fluctuating. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed this role play. I enjoyed the role play. Thank you. And I believe that many of us learned a lot from this. and he was not overselling. Another thing is, he did not oversell. Once you notice that the client already showed interest, he was able to say, I will send you along, I will send the account details along with the videos and everything. That is showing that it shows that you know what you are doing. But some of us will oversell. The time you're supposed to now send the account there and close it, you see, it's telling them story. Don't oversell. Close the deal. Carry back the money. Let everybody say, I will back the money. Everybody say, I will back the money. I will back the money. Don't affirm this word. They are prophetic. Say, I will back me or offer favor. I will back the money. You can speak to yourself. I will back the sale. I will back the contract in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much, everyone. So yeah. Whew. Yeah. All right. So how many of us brought 20%? You know, when we're about to close the training, when we're about to close the training, this question is asked. Please, it is important that we bring in our 20% every training. It's just 21 days, and we're almost done with this 21 days. So, and you can remember when we started. Ensure that there is a prize. You will enjoy the prize. It's the people that stayed, that are consistent and resilient, that will enjoy it. And we are watching. We're actually calculating. If you brought in 20 persons today, can you identify, or you invited somebody? Kindly identify yourself. Kindly identify. If we didn't, let us make it let us use all sense of urgency, please. Ensure that we bring in 20 persons tomorrow. Yes, it was a great time staying here. So say, what if the client requests to go for inspection before making payment? First off, if it is valid, why not? Especially when the property is already launched, you can go on inspection. However, do not initiate inspection. Most of the deals that are closed by the grace of God, none of them have seen the land. And rather in Nigeria, talk more of going to see the land. So it depends on the conversation. Didn't you notice what Mr. Solos did? I didn't even have the need to ask for inspection, because he was speaking with confidence. He was telling me the landmarks. He told me the landmarks to the point that I said, I know the place. Do we understand? So if there is a need for the inspection and the property is launched already, it's okay. Because some clients actually insist that they must see that land. But if it's not yet launched, do well to communicate to them that it's still on land banking stage, that it is yet to be launched. Tell them and communicate to them, okay? But do not, never, as a salesperson, initiate inspection. Never do that, because those inspection thing actually delays sales from dropping. Thank you so much. Oh, you invited someone, Uchechuku. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I understand. So if it is valid, you go for inspection. Do not initiate it. That's the important thing. Don't be the one to initiate inspection, okay? Thank you. It was a great time having us here. Let us also be here tomorrow, same time. Yes, and we'll have an amazing speaker also ready to teach us and tell us a whole lot of things and another new product. But before I go, the acting MD of G-Test and Associates sends a greeting and also wants to inform us that this particular property is sold out. Glory! Guzapet 2 in Abuja is sold out. We just want you to know the product and that we have an estate there, and also for you to, do role play. So this particular estate is sold out already. So do not sell this to your clients, but you can use it as a reference, telling them that this property, because you're selling for 50 million, but now it is 100 million now. You can use it to cite example to your clients, okay? Oh, Jeremiah, thank you very much for inviting Adini. Thank you so much. It was an amazing time here again. Do have a wonderful day. God bless you. Bye.